My name is Heather Lastiwka, and my husband Perry and I have two children, Lauren and Drew, both of which were actually born after we came to Eaglemont just about 16 years ago now. And I wanted to share today a little bit about the journey for faith expansion at Eaglemont. And maybe it's a prompt for your own journey as well. When we came to Eaglemont, there was really no previous building, no previous services. We came for the very first one. And I was struck that day by the fact that this huge facility that you're in today was so thoughtfully prepared for us, even though there had been no people yet to grace its doors when it was first envisioned. We still meet today in the same gym that we were meeting in that first service. I was pregnant then. Our kids didn't even exist. We weren't a family. We were just a couple. And I thought then about what the future would look like. I couldn't have envisioned it the way it is now. And I could certainly not have envisioned how many more would join us since that day. But God certainly did. He was well ahead of us, well ahead of those who attended in that first service. He gave a vision to some generosity even before there was a building. When this land was first donated for us to be a church, there was prayer, tons of prayer about those who would come ahead. And here we are, 16 some years later, and we are still praying. Lord, what would you have for us? What do you have for this city? We weren't a city then, and we are now. So imagine what he would have in store. As you're thinking about who is coming after us, who will benefit from this place, imagine the hearts that the Lord is already preparing. You might think back to yourself. Where were you 16 years ago? Were you here? Did you call Beaumont home? If not, we were praying for you. Today, as you start to think about where this church family is growing, how it is changing, and how you can continue to facilitate that, I encourage you to pray not only for what your family needs to put into this, but those families who are still yet to come. We're going to grow the facility, the building itself, but it's never been about the building. Every time we've considered a new campaign or a new step forward, like we are right now, the only question we have asked of ourselves is the one we think God is asking of us, just to pray. Maybe also go to your Bible. I won't pretend like I go to this as often as I should. I'm still growing in that myself. So if you're like me, just pick this moment to pick up your book and see what it says about generosity. Pray, God, what do you have for us in this? How do you want us to participate in this? In what way are we meant to contribute with our hands, with our feet, with our money? And as you do, ask him which families you're supposed to be praying for. You might even be given some names, people you don't know yet, people you do. But it's their hearts that he's trying to reach. It's their families he's trying to strengthen. It's their children he's going to bring into the world. And through this church, through this building, we get to be part of that story. So just open your hearts, ask what you're meant to give, just as so many years ago they did for us, for you, for the kids you have yet to even bring into this place.